Hello, I'm Ashley Bennett, and I'm a Sigma architect at Aimpoint Digital. Today, I'm going to walk you through week 13 of this year's Workout Wednesday for Sigma. This week, we're going to play with different types of maps available in Sigma. Let's get started. First, we're going to add our base data. I'm going to just drag in a table, and we are going to go to the Sigma sample database, retail, plugs electronics, and find that hands-on lab data. I'm just going to rename this base data. I also would like to bring in some dimensional data. So I'm going to bring in another table here. And we will, in that same place, find first the GeoJSON of counties. And then we want to bring in the dstore as well. And then we want to look up some dimensional data in our base data. So I am going to do a lookup from the store key, and I'll just use the wizard. Let's pull in from the store column. We want to bring in that store county, and everyone has a match. Excellent. You'll notice that looking at this, it is the county and state name together. Then we want to use that column in order to look up in our GeoJSON. We want to bring in that county GeoJSON, and we're going to be matching on the county name and then the county state name. And then let's just go ahead and convert this right now to a geography column, and we will call this our county GeoJSON. Excellent. Now, from our base data, I'm going to create a child table, and I'm going to call this let's see, grouped by county. And we are going to do just that. We will group by store county and then also by store, just add that store region just for informational purposes. Every county should be in one region. And yeah, no need to collapse it though. And then we will add one calculation column to bring in and find that county profit. Now, I like when I'm using a group table like this to filter by a top in, I like sorting least or most to least. I am also going to go ahead and add that filter on that. Change filter type. There we go, to top in. Top 10 is great. Let's go ahead and close this because it does not like how much that's bringing in. Awesome. So with that, the last thing that I want to do is also create a hidden control. And I just want to, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to go to my store county column, and I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut of Shift C. That will automatically create a control based on that column. Basically what I wanted it to do is input my value, source, and column, but I do not need the target. And I will go ahead and note the name. Don't like that. I'm going to call this control store county. Excellent. Now I'm ready to create some visible elements from my grouped table. I'm going to create a child chart. I want this to be a horizontal bar chart where my x-axis is the store county, and the y-axis is going to be that county profit. We don't need to aggregate though, because there should be a 1-for-1. And I'm going to sort this by most to least. Let's make sure that that's showing the way we want. 34 million. Great, our numbers match. Awesome. And then I also would like to add in a color, and I'm going to add that store region in my color. I don't want to aggregate. There we go. That's how I want that. Excellent. And I'm going to give this a more distinct name. I'm going to call this most profitable counties. And let's go ahead and just move this to our visible page, which we will call this data, and we will call this maps. And before I forget, I will also hide my data page. And now I would like to also create my maps. From my base data, I'm going to create a child chart, and I will create first a geography map, and we will add our county GeoJSON. And from there, we will add a color. We want to add the profit metric by scale. And then that is, also I would like to add a tooltip so we know what county we're looking at. I'm going to go ahead and add in the store county column here, and we don't need any sort of aggregation on that. Excellent. Because every GeoJSON should have one single county name. Now I would like to create a second map. And in this second map, I would like to use point, and we're going to just use that store latitude and longitude to create our different points. And for our color, we're going to put in that store region. And then I would like to make our size profit. And then we will, let's go ahead and name this store profit. And then in our tooltip, I am going to add in that store name again, but we do have to aggregate it. We are going to use a list ag distinct to get what we want, because some of our dots have multiple names. And then let's call this, just call this stores. Excellent. Now I am going to add both of these to a store or a tabbed container. Actually, first I'm going to move them to our visible page. let's go ahead and move to our maps page. And now under layout, I'm going to just add a tabbed container. And let's throw our first map on tab 1 and our second map on tab 2. Excellent. Make this just a little bit bigger. Just cause, and let's go ahead and also set it next to our bar chart. I'm going to give our tabs good descriptive names, county, and store. And let's see, I don't need all of the legend showing. I think it's fairly self-explanatory. And here, we could show if we want. We don't need that third tab. Okay. County. But I will remove it. Oops, legend. And let's not show that legend. Again, it's fairly self-explanatory, I think. On our tabbed container, I'm going to not show my tab bar, meaning we're going to use actions to interact with it and flip between, and users won't even know it's a tabbed container. I am going to, first though, before I forget, I'm going to add a legend control, and I'm just going to insert that up here. And under properties, let's do our base data, and we want to do the store region. And I like my element, what is it? My orientation to be horizontal with wrap, especially in this case where there's a set number and it's very small. And then we want to be sure to set some targets on that. We are going to target our map and our bar chart. So now we know that they will have the same colors no matter what is selected. Now I am ready to add some actions. Let's go to our bar chart, and we need 2 action sequences. So we need a condition, and our condition is going to be a custom formula. We would like to look at the array length of our control, and if that equals 0, and is not null, and our selection is not null, then store county, then forgot an end parentheses. Awesome. So if our control is empty and our we actually click on a selection, we are going to do a set of things. And that set of things will be first setting our control. We would like to set our data, our store county, to the column that we click on. And we'll just replace that previous selection. And then we also want to select the store tab. So set our container tab of our tab container to store. And now I also would like to, I'm just going to duplicate this. We're going to do check and see if that control has value. then we will clear our control. We want to clear the store county control, and we will set our tab to county. So now if we click on a bar, it takes us to our store. However, we did not add a target for our control. So I am going to add a filter target. On our maps page, we just want to filter the store map. Now going here, we can see that we have filtered, and unclicking will unfilter. And we can also click on white space. Excellent. We don't want to allow white space to change to the store. We only want to do that in a more detailed view by clicking on one of these. That's why we had that little extra condition. And now I want to add some actions to our maps, because users might also want to click on the maps. On our county map, I want to add a action with a condition, and I want that condition to be the same as it was on our bar chart. So I'm going to do that. Array length of our control, and that parentheses is equals 0 and is not null. Selection county GeoJSON. So we actually clicked on something clickable. Now, the actions we want to do, also very similar. Let's go ahead and set our control. We want to set that hidden control to our column of dstore. Excellent. And then set the tab to store. So now clicking on any county will bring us to that county, the stores in that county. Now I want to add actions to our store map, and with that I'm going to add an action. We're going to clear the control. We want to clear again our store county control, and we want to select the county tab. Excellent. So now no matter where they click, it'll take them back to the county view. And clicking on white space doesn't do anything, but clicking on something takes you to that county. Excellent. Now let's move things around and add a little bit of final UI. I like to add header with medium heading, and I'm going to call this most profitable, and then equals. I'm going to again check my array length of my control, and if it has value, we will assume we are on the stores tab. Otherwise, we will call this counties. Okay, and maybe, why are we not changing now? What's wrong with my actions? Okay, I think it was just being slow. Just clicking and seeing, yes, we do move from counties to stores. And now I have my elements arranged how I like, and I'm going to update my workbook theme. I love dark mode, and I'm going to also just change colors to some of my more favorite ones. I love purple, if you can't tell, and I'll just choose this lightly purple background as well. Excellent. Now we are ready to demo our workbook. You can see that we can click on things. Clicking on our bar chart takes us to a more detailed view. Clicking anywhere on the bar chart takes us back to that county level view. You can also click on a county to see all the stores within it. And see this tiny store here. And we can get out of it.
Wasn't that easy? I'll see you next time for more Sigma challenges.